Gauntlet. I am Dan, that one. Dan Guy, joined here tonight by Hunted. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining me this evening. How you doing?
Absolutely wonderful. Cannot wait to get started. It's always a pleasure to do the RBG tournaments, and I'm sure this one will be just the same.
Well, very glad to have you here. This is one of my more recent adventures here with RBG for the Gauntlet, and I'm so glad to have someone with so much experience, so much presence in the Rocket League scene here joining us tonight. But in our contest for $75 single elimination all the way through here, we're going to start off with a quarterfinal match. It's going to be Quonkzu versus Babouches. Looking back through their brackets, do you have anything that you'd like to note here, like coming into this match or anything like that?
Well, Babouches, they started round two fairly well. They ended up dropping a game to Lad, so they're coming in off of a little bit of a 3-game tilt there. Everything is best of threes until the semifinal, as you know, certainly. But so this match will be a best of three. Quonkzu, on the other hand, they took down Retrospect in the last round 2-0, but they did have trouble in the first round against a team that quite frankly I didn't really expect them to drop a game to. So we'll see. Maybe they're picking it up as the night goes on. It is always kind of difficult to get into these tournaments, but I'm expecting this one to be pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And Quonkzu, a team that we saw in Gauntlet number 33 just 2 weeks ago, they made it all the way to the semifinals. So maybe we can see them starting to pick up a hot run here again tonight and go deep into the bracket.
Yeah, they're going to have a challenge, though, against the team of Babouches, K-Frost, Garnote, and Wallados. It's quite a good roster. Of course, K-Frost kind of leading that team. He's going to be kind of the player to watch for me. But on the other side, assuming that it is Quakey, Mizu, and Manku, not a roster that I've seen too much of. I think that you and the rest of the guys here at RBG have watched them a bit more than I have. So I'm interested to see how they sort out their rotations to start the game. They definitely have to come out fast, and they can't let K-Frost and company get on top of them in the offensive zone.
Certainly. We'll have to see if they can adapt to that play style, because like you said, I'm not sure that these two teams have faced off against one another necessarily. So it'll be interesting to see if they can adapt and overcome what the other one has to throw at them. But would you say that you have a pick going into this match? Perhaps your dark horse team, or the one that you're a bit more familiar with?
You know, I'm one of those kind of optimistic casters when it comes to teams I haven't seen before. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it goes to all 3 games, but I'm going to give it to Babouches. I think K-Frost will come through as kind of the shining star of the series.
All right. Well, we'll have to see if Babouches can pull that one off, but I think we've got everyone in the lobby. We're ready to go, headed into game number 1 of Gauntlet number 34. Let's jump on over and see what will happen here, as we've got Quonkzu in the blue, Babouches in the orange, and we're going to take it away in just one moment. Kickoff starts now. And here we go. The first kickoff going to end up roughly on the 50 line, gently in control for Babouches. Quonkzu going to be able to make a clear there as Quakey gets the save. Still under pressure, though, from Babouches. They're not managed to get this ball out just yet. Babouches coming in looking a lot stronger just for now.
Yeah, and I really like Garnote. He's activating on offense, and that's a good pass from K-Frost. Exactly what I was talking about. They cannot get under the gun early on in this game, and it's Babouches who do activate on offense. Those couple of demos by Garnote really opening space.
Yeah, only 23 seconds in, and now Quonkzu already down by 1 and feeling the pressure. This isn't the spot that they necessarily wanted to find themselves here in the quarterfinal. No. And Babouche is trying to carry a bit of their LAN experience from the recent DreamHack in Montreal, playing under the name 303 there. They're hopefully coming off hot into this series against Quonkzu, possibly why we're seeing so much confidence and aggression out of here early, as only just now getting back into their zone. Quonkzu trying to apply some pressure, but that ball not going to make the pass, as Quakey going to try to fight for it over in the corner. What needs to change here, Hunted?
Well, it looks like they're just losing the battle in mid at the moment. A lot of these clears are not getting by that first attacker from Babouches, and even when they are on the offensive side of the ball, they're not opening up a ton of space for themselves. I would like to see them challenge just a bit earlier.
Quonkzu getting a few shots off here, but like you said, doesn't look like they have quite enough time or space to make the shot find the back of the net as Vert GG trying to put that one into the middle. Now Quakey gonna have to play with it, trying to get this pass off, but Monku dead now. Only gonna be 2v3. Can he find the back of the net? Quakey tries to get it over to Vert, but not gonna be successful. Quonkzu now looking for the 50 at the half. Cave Frost is going to pick that one up from up high, and Quakey has to make the save off the near post.
It is worth noting that Vert is in this game, not Mizu, who we expected coming into this one.
Yeah, Quonkzu having the available sub chooses to take it. As Walidos can't find this ball off the corner, going to have to leave it for K-Frost.
That's a bit of a misplay.
They do have the option of changing up their roster if they need it, but Monku gonna come in and tie this one up at 251.
And it looked like K-Frost was trying to do a bit too much there. He took away an easy play into the zone from his teammate. They got crossed up, and that's just a solid 2v1 back the other way. They capitalize on it. We're tied at 1.
2 minutes and 50 seconds counting down now as Quakey trying to take this one back in the Babouches zone. Not quite going to work there as Garnote meets him at the half. Garnote trying to leave it up for K-Frost. Not going to find it, but Walidos here for the second touch. Garnote trying to keep it in now. He plays it up to the 50 to K-Frost. K-Frost puts it on net. Quakey with the easy save. Now up to Vert G. Can he find it? No. Walidos is going to beat him. Babouche is trying to turn this one into a counter attack here as Quakey puts it back into their zone. Now Monku onto the center of the net. Vert trying to do something with it. Quakey going to be the only one available to shoot, and he's not going to take the chance there. But Monku keeping it in the Babouche's zone. This is some of the most sustained pressure that we've seen for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really liking the activation from the third man from Quonkzu right now. As you can see, they're just getting to the ball so much quicker. It's really putting the Babouches on the back foot right now.
There's a statement that you gotta... There's a tongue twister for sure. It's right here. Vert getting a little tied up himself there in the corner, but Monku finally going to be able to carry this one across. Walidos makes the stop at the half, though. That was looking to be a beginning of a dangerous push there. K-Frost now playing it. Little pinball with Quakey there. It's going to find its way back to the Quonkzu's zone, but Monku should be in control of this one. The demo on K-Frost is going to make sure of it as Quonkzu now leading the charge back down to the Babouche's end. Quakey wins that 50, or I suppose no one wins that 50, and the ball stays in Babouches, but ultimately gonna make it down to Quonkzu's end. Not quite where Walidos intended to put that one. K-Frost gonna have to find that pass off in the opposite corner. Now Walidos struggling on the ceiling. Can Garnote finally get it across the middle? There's K-Frost! A little bit of confusion in the Quonkzu net there, and Walidos finds it.
This is just a good play. Garnote keeps it in. K-Frost takes the pass. A bit of a double commit on the save. Gives Walidos all the time he needs to put it home. I noticed a little bit of hesitation from the Babouches there, but they kind of got back under control. It looked like they were almost kind of nervous after that first goal from Quonkzu. Maybe they just underestimated their opponent a bit.
Most definitely. And here, this being a single elimination tournament for the Gauntlet, you know, we see a lot of teams, I feel like, come into their first match and they're really just trying to size up their opponent. You know, obviously, you don't want to lose that first one as the best of 3 still in action for the quarterfinal. But I feel like a lot of times teams are just trying to figure out who they're playing. They don't have a confident style, you know, that they've studied, you know, what they're going up against.
Yeah, it's hard when you come into tournaments like these. Typically, you find opponents that you play often, but it can be quite hard when it changes every week.
Yes, indeed. And Quonkzu now trying to make a last-ditch charge with 3 seconds on the clock. They have it in the Babouche's end. It's headed towards the net. Monku not able to find the back, though.
That was all Walidos on the back wall there. Finds that final touch, and that's what I've noticed a good bit from Babouches in the series. In the first game. We've only played one game in this series. Their back wall defense has been quite good. It's been something that Quonkzu has tried to target, but they haven't really been able to find any kind of space. And when you go up against a team like that, you can start using demos or bump plays, and then you look for those inside passes. And I'd love to see them try that a little bit more because they really just didn't find a whole lot of offense, even though it felt like they were in the offensive zone for a decent period.
And we did see that on a pusher too, where Quonkzu managed to get a demo on their way in, and that feels like it gives them a lot of momentum. They get to control the ball. They take so much space on the field just because that third car physically isn't there to pressure them out. So we'll have to see if they can carry that into their next match here, as we are at series point. If Quonkzu loses, it will be Babouches moving on to the semifinals. But we're gonna head back into it and see if they can pull out the victory in game number 2.
And this is one of the difficult things of best of threes. There's not a lot of time to change things up. Hopefully that break helped out Quonkzu at least a little bit. Hopefully they talked over their strategy. We'll try something a little bit different. I'd love to see them start quickly. They got behind the 8 ball early in game 1. I'd love to see them flip the script in game 2.
And they're trying right here as Manku playing it into the Babouches zone. Gonna be an awkward save for Garnote, but luckily K-Frost there to help him out. Vert now gonna be on the back foot, and he puts it in.
That is unlucky.
Yeah, that one's gonna sting for Quonkzu.
It's a good transition though. Great pass to K-Frost. He hits that hard on net. I mean, you've got to try to go up to make the save. He couldn't quite get there in time, and unfortunately ends up tapping it into the back of his own net. But yeah, this is a dangerous spot if you're Quonkzu now. Down 1-0 early on.
They need to keep their spirits up and their wits about them here, as they are already in the Babouches zone. See if they can put some pressure on. Down 1. Only 30 seconds already gone off the clock, so plenty of time for them to turn this around. Swalitos playing this one into the wall, just trying to slow the game up a bit. A bit of that backboard play like we talked about, as Swalitos takes it right over Manku. Now Vert plays it back in.
See, there it is again. They're so good at making sure they have somebody on the back wall. That time, K-Frost, all he's got to do is play it around the wall, try to throw off the offenders. They can find a clear, potentially some offense.
And right there, were Vert on the orange team, Babouches would have had that goal. They're so confident with their infield passing compared to Quonkzu. I think, like, you're correct there, Hunted. That's what Quonkzu needs to pick up. Ooh, Walito's trying to get a little fancy with it. He's got Garnote there with him. Vert GG gonna make the save at the very end there. Now K-Frost to play it back in. He's got Walitos up, but Manku gets there for the save. Kept in by Garnote now, though. And it looks like Babouches are starting to have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, they've definitely loosened up. You could certainly say after getting that game 1 win, it looks like they're just playing the style they want. You see K-Frost getting involved in the corner right there. Really just trying to force the issue. Don't give Quonkzu any unnecessary space.
Most definitely. And Babouches could ride this high, further into our tournament, as we see so often. They hit a hot streak, and this could be what they needed here. But Quonkzu gonna try to do their best to shut them down, as a good save coming in there, stopping this one from going 2-0. Still 3 minutes left and plenty of time, but Garnote's got the empty net.
Okay. Whew.
Okay. Walito's gonna get the cleanup eventually on that one. Garnote wants that shot back.
Wow, he hit that so hard too with that Fennec. I mean, that just comes off the bumper a little bit harder than he expected. Crossbar and back towards Walitos. Good presence of mind. He didn't give up on the play, did Walitos. He saw the defender there, opt to go for it anyway, looking for that miss, and it did work out. So, a lot of trust in this Babouches team. It's something you like to see from teams of this caliber.
Absolutely. Knowing that your teammate's going to be there on their rotation every time just takes such a load off of, your mind, gives you the freedom to play with the ball a little more confidently. Now K-Frost putting this one in dangerously to the center zone, but Garnote able to keep it in off the clear.
Ooh, triple commit.
Yeah, Quonkzu has had a couple of those triple and double commits on their goal line. Definitely a weakness that they're going to look to improve upon in the coming games and or weeks. It's right here. Babouches is still keeping this one in the Quonkzu, and the ball just now finally clearing, but it's going to head right back in, but not if Quakey can have anything to do with it. Quakey coming in from the back line there, trying to make something happen, but not quite successful. There's still 2 defenders in front of him.
Yeah, right now Babouches is so quick on defense, really opening up nothing for Quonkzu. They'll even score a 3rd goal. At this point, I don't even think it's necessary. It just looks like they're suffocating this blue team.
Yeah, the pressure is there, the style is there. Babouches are riding high, and I think they're very confident with this victory. Still a minute 46 left, though they can't quite totally fall asleep here. Quonkzu looking to turn something around here and quick, but losing that kickoff going to eat some valuable time off of their clock already as we're left with 90 seconds in this match. Monku trying to play it around through the corner, but met with K-Frost again. Babouches just seem to always have a defender when they're trying to set up these plays into the zone. Now Walitos up into the midfield. He's going to follow this one off the ceiling, but met by Vert as he enters the goalie box. Now Monku playing it in the corner for Garnote. Pass it along to K-Frost. K-Frost jukes the defender, but Vert manages to come up with that save at the last moment. Lidos here whips the ball at midfield, gonna be into the Babouches zone, but not with too much danger here. Is K-Frost still there to help out? Monku trying to play this one in towards the net, not quite successful. And the pass to Quakey gets intercepted. Now Vert gonna have to put this one on. Oof. Quakey looking for that bump on K-Frost, not quite coming up with it. They're at least considering the bump plays like we had talked about, Hunted.
Yeah, but it might be a bit too little too late now. I know that the Babouches, they had a bit of an off game in the last series. To win all 3 games. It certainly looks like they're up to the task now. They're ready to move on to the semifinals, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that if they continue to play the way that they are, they continue to pressure the ball, and especially play defense as quickly and as confidently as they are right now, I could certainly see this team making the finals.
Most definitely. And that speed is something that really gets set apart here in the Gauntlet, just because we do have, it's the best of 1 series. You don't have a chance to come back if you lose, 2, even 3 games if you make it all the way to finals. As Babouches here take it 2-0, gonna best Quonkzu. And that speed is something that they're really gonna want to hang on to as they progress further into the bracket. It's going to fare them very well. The teams here tend to get set apart by who can be faster on their rotations, who can be more solid with them. Like you said, that trust factor is going to be very critical. We'll have to look for that in the coming matches. Right now, we are going to go to a short break before we get back to you with the winners of Midnight Snacks versus the Angry Grapes for our semifinal end of the bracket.